we cannot lose sight of why these things are bad when it comes to certain accounts and certain people with certain platforms speaking up the way that they do. Because what they're going to do is try to claim that they were on the right side of history when they never were. The only reason why somebody like Jennifer Welch is going to make the right statements now, Colin, check your phone, is because it's killing the Democratic Party brand. And they know it. So here's a little doozy of a clip from CNN.
Delicious and interesting, but you have a Russian propagandist with a man, Ted Cruz, that is a rapture prepper.
Okay, so right off the bat, I don't even want to wait. I want to get right to the crux of the problem here with the likes of Jennifer Welch and what she represents. She represents the dumb, wealthy, liberal elite faction of the Democratic Party, of which it's very large. Don't kid yourself. It's a substantial amount of people. What this blonde moron doesn't want to acknowledge, see, I go very hard on women like this because they think they're smart. They think they're smarter than everybody else. And so when they come right out and they say that Ted Cruz is a Russian asset, this and that, do you realize that Ted Cruz is one of the leaders in all of Congress at sanctioning Russia? That this guy goes out of his way. This guy was just on Tucker Carlson and he called him out for it. He's like, there has never been a situation in which you haven't put the boot of the United States on the neck of Russia. And this person's out there saying that he's a Russian asset. If you're going to pretend like you know anything, at least have the humility to go on a channel and know what the fuck you're talking about, of which you don't know shit. So right there, forget that the whole Russiagate shit is all bullshit. For the most part, is all bullshit. But the fact that that's what this person leads with is incredible. And they're still doing it. How many years later? A decade later? And they're still doing it. And this is a person who has a large platform. I mean, a large platform. And you'll see in a few minutes what I mean by that.
And what's lost in all of this is the American public. How does this serve the United States of America? Everybody in Israel has health care. Nobody goes bankrupt because they have cancer. But in the United States, we don't, yet we send them aid. And so what's lost in this entire message is all of this propaganda just gets pushed into the news cycle, is how does this benefit a country that is breaking every single day?
Okay, so kudos to mention the fact that we pay for Israel to have universal health care and education, and we also can basically cover their military. So we do all these things. We do all these things for them. Are you going to push your Democratic Party comrades to fight for these issues now? Are you going to use that sizable national platform that you've cultivated with a whole bunch of wine moms coast to coast and tell them that they need to go to their local DECs and start pushing for single-payer health care at the local level on up? She going to do that? She's not going to do anything. She doesn't want to lose her spot on CNN. She doesn't want to lose the invitations to the White House. She doesn't want to lose the invitations to the conventions and to the private parties and anything that helps her brand, of which is very big. This woman made her money through Bravo TV, through trash TV, if we're going to be honest. Not to say that I don't think there aren't things on Bravo. I mean, again, I wouldn't know. The only thing I know about Bravo and why it's shit TV is because it brought us the Real Housewives. And all those stupid, pathetic, reality-based TV shows that have completely sunk our culture. and the whole concept of living vicariously through other people and their lives and how great they are. The best type of reality shows are the ones that teach you how to improve your life. If you're going to watch something about home improvement, learn exactly how to, let's say, use a hammer and nail, how to change a tire, learn how to cook, horticulture. There's plenty of things you could do. But no, this is a person who comes on TV and isn't talking about the Palestinian people. She's talking about it's untenable that we continue to perpetuate support for Israel because it's not good for the Democratic Party. That's what she really wants to say. She doesn't say they're committing a genocide and we have to stop it. Didn't hear that word come out of her mouth. No, she wants to talk about, oh, we're doing this for Israel, but we're not doing it here at home. You're saying that when the Democrats are out of power. But if the Democrats were in power, would you be saying anything? Well, here's a little snippet of the type of people that Jennifer Welch and her partner like to, peruse around with at special events like the Democratic National Convention. Oh, isn't that sweet? DNC convention in Chicago from a year ago. What a trip that was. Just hanging out with Trump's old lawyer who decided that, hey, I got to get paid. So I'm going to go onto the Democratic side and act like I'm friends with them now. And everybody's all dressed in white and happy and flashing their fancy clothes. You know how much money it costs to get in there? The one and only good thing that Chris Cuomo ever did, who did it as a jilted lover, mind you, pointed out the fact that people like Jennifer Welch, she's sitting up in the area where they're spending $250,000 to have a booth, $500,000. That's who's there. And that's who she represents. This woman lives a very comfortable life, very comfortable. And she only wants to get the part right that she perceives is going to help the Democratic Party. This had nothing to do with what do we have to do to actually help the Palestinian people. Not Israel is a genocidal state and we have to stop supporting them. It's Israel's not good for us politically anymore. So we have to change. If that's not ultra-liberal elitism, I don't know what the fuck is. Next slide, please. Colin? No. Next slide. Just one over. There you go. Oh, just hanging out with Senator Warren. Probably a good friend. Cheesing that up pretty hard. All righty. Next one. Now, I don't know who this guy is, and I don't care. But you can tell that this is all about the pomp and circumstance. So very excited. We're so Team Blue. We're so very happy. Next one. Oh, yeah, of course. We'll see how much longer they support Stacey Abrams. She's not good for politics anymore. By the way, take a look into Stacey Abrams and see how much misappropriation of funds she's been involved with. Really not good. But hey, if Team Blue does it, it's got to be okay. Can't be that bad. Chuck L., I would put that up there. That's very funny, but I'm not going to do that. But good comment, though. I'll give you that one. Next one, please. And here is the one that I really wanted you guys to see all along. I am never going to stop repeating this fact. Dan Goldman is one of the biggest scumbags in all of politics. This guy, who of course is wearing the yellow ribbon lapel on his jacket, is the heir to the Levi Strauss jeans fortune. He is the guy that spent $4 million of his own money to get elected into Congress, even though Yulin New is the person who should be representing District 10 in New York as we speak. But if it wasn't for good old Mondaire Jones jumping into the race and making sure that the vote was split even further, that this guy would somehow end up there. And you don't have anybody, and I mean anybody, outside of Wasserman Schultz and maybe a few others like Adam Schiff. But even still, if you really think about it, Goldman is as bad as anybody in the Democratic Party who was front and center in support of Israel. And these ladies couldn't look happier standing next to this man with just a few weeks to go before the election. Thrilled. I mean, at this point, the genocide was going on for almost a year. I guess at that point, it wasn't such a political inconvenience to talk about, right? I mean, Biden was still the president. Kamala Harris was now the nominee. They were going for broke, right? Didn't really matter so much. But now it's not working anymore. And so now they want to talk about it. Next slide, please. Just so happy. I bring this up for a reason, and I believe that that's it. Yeah, and just talking with Warren, and is that it? Oh, and that's and Tammy James, who made it her political mission in life to make sure that she prosecuted Trump. And of course, she's involved with her own scandals. It's, as I've always said, Trump was going to expose the system because he was going to do all the things that everybody else was getting away with. Only the spotlight shines brightly on his ass, so it's going to get noticed, but they're all doing it. They all have their skeletons. It's a very broken system. It's a very broken party. And the reason I bring up Jennifer Welch is because if you're going to go on TV and you're going to talk about Israel, you're going to talk about it in the context of political triangulation. We have to get away from Israel because the Democratic Party can't win if it doesn't. Not, let's stop this right now because the Democratic Party is aiding and abetting a genocide just like the Republicans are. That conversation never comes up. That conversation never makes it to the surface. And yes, Jennifer Welch speaks for a lot of women that vote for the Democratic Party. And it's unfortunate. But as it stands today, this is where the party is. And maybe those changes that we seek are going to take a lot longer than we would want. But make no mistake, if they think they're going to get away with it, we can't let them. We cannot let people like her speak for this movement. You want to speak for the Democratic Party? That's not surprising. But they are going to pretend like they were not part of the problem, that they did not aid and abet this genocide from morning, noon, and night until the next day. They always did it. They always will. There isn't any excuse. There isn't any rational explanation as to why they did this, other than opportunism and career goals. And that's it.